Good evening, my friends. All the dignitaries on the dais, and I'm not going to spend my time in taking everybody's name. You know them better than me, and all my friends here. Well, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Anupriya, for making me such a big hero for the day. Good that I came with my wife. Friends, today is the day where each one of us is so happy. Today is the day when each one of us is celebrating something. We are celebrating an achievement. And first of all, let me compliment and congratulate all the young doctors. For having that little name DR in front of your name, which is going to be there with you permanently. I know you will go into various branches later on and you will keep on rising. But this little DR that you are so proud to wear from today is what you dreamt for. Right from the time, I would say, you were in school kids. How many times you must have written an essay saying what I'm going to be a doctor in my life. And I'm sure you must have done this many times. And today, you have achieved the dream for which you have struggled so much. This is the dream you came through in your life. And then what happened? How many wars, how many competitions you have fought over this to reach to this level and graduate from here and be proud. Yes, I am the doctor. Yes, I am the healer. Yes, I have developed that ability to heal a person who's sick. Yes, my little hands are capable of surviving or saving a life which is just losing at this time. You have done it. And friends, compliments and congratulations from my heart to all of you. I'm not forgetting your parents. Right from the time you were school kids, they have dreamt and they have lived their dreams through you. Ask your mother how many times she must have not even slept when you had little fever. How many times she must have fought with the doctor, why is it still not getting all right, 4 days fever is not going. How many times she has stayed hungry to see that her little kid, the boy or a girl, grows and becomes a doctor tomorrow. Ask your father the hardships that he had to see that you convert his dreams of making you into a doctor. the most superior, the most noble profession into this universe as on now. And I want you to go back and ask your mother, ask your father together, what are the hardships they had to have? I know they will be shy of telling you. They'll say, everything was fine. Sit down with them. Get a few stories. And I'm telling you, those few stories will help you to move in your life with your heads high, legs firm on the earth, and the smiles on and confidence on your face. And they will never allow you to put your head down. Friends, as you went through this journey last 5 years, your teachers have been slogging for you. MBBS, the medical studies, let me tell you, is the hardest possible study in any profession. I have gone through that nightmare. I know it is still a nightmare for me. I joined this profession in 1975, almost 50 years now. And thanks to all your teachers who had their nerves strong enough to pull all of you through that course. You felt sick, you could not eat, you had fever, all sorts of things have happened. But they all have the guts, they all have the ability to hold their nerves and to see that you are pulled through. Let me compliment all your teachers for that. Yes, my friend, they really deserve a big hand. And of course, the management of this beautiful institution. 1915, I suppose you started, or 1913. 1916 you started. And today, they've held their head very high. They've created a position for themselves. This has become one of the best medical institutes in our country today. And I would not forget to put up the name of your entrepreneur, the person who dreamt to create a medical college, the person who slogged. I know what it is to create an institution. I have created a few institutions in Goa. It's always a nightmare. But he has gone through it. Nishikant Bhosle Patil, compliments to you, sir. Well, the story of a doctor, let me keep my watch, but when I talk, there's so many good things. Sometimes I don't stop. To become a doctor, it hasn't been that simple. Let me just give you a glimpse of what I've had in my life. And many of you must be having similar stories. I just want to spend a few minutes to put up the story because that will mean a lot to you who have been holding their head a little bit down. See, I was born in a very poor family. I was the sixth child. My mother was severely anemic and went into congestive cardiac failure after I was born. So I could not get my mother's milk. My father could not buy milk for me. So I grew as a kwashiorkor child. And you know, hardly 10% of the kwashiorkor, that kwashiorkor is protein, calorie, malnutrition. Hardly 10% of the kwashiorkor child survive. I was fortunate to be one of them. I've got a heart with 2 defective valves in me. I was supposed to be dead before the age of 30. I was topmost in the medical list, but I was medically failed. I don't know what made me. It took me 6 months to convince the professor of medicine to make me medically fit, and finally I did it, and I joined the medical class after 6 months. So first year of mine I was all confused. Second year I was somewhere. It's on the third year that I realized what I was doing. And the final year we used to have 3 gold medals, medicine, gynec, surgery at that time. And I got all 3 gold medals to myself. Then I never looked back. Then I went into so many things. I poured myself into this profession. And at the age of 40, I almost collapsed one day. That is the time. See, I was a scholar. I had all the medical books by heart. I knew I could treat any disease. But I was dying. And that is the time I realized what is wrong with me. Our medical college taught us to treat a sickness. It did not teach us to make a man healthy. It is then I took up to myself an active research. Whole day I used to work, night I used to come back and research on this project of being healthy, human wellness. It took me 8 years to create this book which I published in 2010, which says alert, active, alive, at the age of 900. Friends, many times you feel like laughing at it or smiling at it. Why 100? I've gone into the basic research, right from the Vedas, Vedic sciences and all that is possible. It's very clear in old literature. We are born to live for 100 years. It's very clear an elephant is born to live for 100 years, and you see 100-year-old elephants in the palace in Bangalore. A dog is supposed to be living for 12 years, and you see him living for 12 years. A cow is supposed to be living for 24 years, and a horse for 27 years, and they live. It's only the man. We are dying in our 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s. Which there is no need for any of us to die prematurely. If we died, even if we get a disease, it is our fault. And today we know, we call these diseases as lifestyle diseases which make us die early. So friends, this is the way you have to move into this world. Look at each one of you, and each one of you has the right and ability to complete a century. When I wrote this book, there were hardly 4,500 centenarians in the world. 4,500. No, 12,000 centenarians in the world. Today there are 4.5 lakh centenarians in the world. Maximum, of course, in the USA and Japan. In our Goa itself, I've got 36 people who have crossed their 100 and are still very, very healthy. My little friends, my young friends, one thing is you're extremely lucky. you have gone through one of the worst chaotic situation in your life. That is your COVID. There was a time where you were not sure whether you are going to live or die. There was a time when your people in the house, you were not sure whether you are going to live or die. Now, as we go through it, you know the chaos that were created. It was totally fear and stress and tension psychology around. That was the time where doctors were guided by politicians. That was the time where doctors practically had no value for themselves. You have gone through this traumatic life very, very systematically, and today we have all come out of this. And we have come out of this in such a strong way that today I don't think such a situation will ever happen into this world. And you were the passive spectators there. You were a part of such a situation. And let me tell you, this little situation will definitely, it has changed the way we have been looking at health. It will change the way you have been looking after your health. And this has been a very, very positive point into your life. I had a few such incidences in my life which have changed my own personal life. Friends, yours is a very cozy career, my friends. Very, very cozy. You are into one of the best professions, a noble profession. Money is not going to be a problem to you. You don't need a job tomorrow. You can sit in your home and you can earn your livelihood. Of course, many of you will go and grow into a lot more, at lot more levels in different branches of medicine and create many more super sophisticated things in your life. But basically, you never have to worry about your livelihood. Your engineer friends will retire at the age of 60. You will have hundreds of patients waiting for you at the age of 60. There's no retirement for you, and you will never stop. You will till that day you want to retire yourself. So you don't have to worry about retirement. And those two little hands. See, for us politicians, the cricketers and the film people are the celebrities of the world. All of us run to meet them, all of us run to take their signatures or audio or the autographs. All of us are excited when they speak. Let me tell you, my friends, none of them have that little ability in their hands which can make a dying person get up and walk home. You have that ability. Wherever you go, you find somebody falling down, your two hands will go there, give them CPR, and bring them out of the jaws of death. That is the power you have in your hands, my friends. I've been a critical care man, and I tell you, hundreds of patients have been saved by these two hands. Hundreds. And that is what makes me proud of this profession. That's what makes me continuously work for this profession. There is never a day where I have not done some research or something new into this profession called medicine. I know I hardly sleep for 5-6 hours. Why? This is what my teachers trained me while I was learning in the first MBBS. the most difficult part of all your studies. So friends, this is the ability that you have. This is the caliber that you have. This is the position that you have in your life. And as you go further, most of you are very thorough in your books. But let me tell you, forget your books now. Start learning from human life. Start learning from your own experience. Start using your mind and give it that flight every day. The flight of thoughts, the flight of wellness, the flight of curing a person who is dying. And let me tell you, okay, I think I'm almost across 20 minutes. Let me tell you, you may be absolutely scholarly in what you have studied, but tomorrow there are few things which I'm reminding of. The way your medication, the way you practice your study go on. Thank you, sir. First thing is, tomorrow, diet is going to be your medicine. Tomorrow's diseases would be metabolic and lifestyle diseases. For the last 100 years we have been reading, eat less salt, don't take extra salt. Tomorrow, take it from me, you are going to tell people, please eat extra salt. We are losing hundreds of lives today with that advice of lack of salt, especially in a warm country like India. We sweat the whole day. Have you tested your sweat? It is salt. We lose 5 to 6 grams of salt every day. Take less salt is a European advice where you don't sweat. They retain 5 to 6 grams of salt every day, while we lose 5 to 6 grams of salt. And you start, people who are in ICU, you start checking the patient's salt regularly like you check somebody's sugar. And you will be shocked to see so many of us have hyponatremia. Next, you will be going through working in a situation where milk of one animal will not be same to that of another animal. You will be working in a situation tomorrow where the nucleus of a cell you will no longer will be calling the brain of the cell. The brain of the cell will be the cell, the cutis of the cell, or the layer of the cell, or the final layer of the cell. You will have to work very hard on mitochondria. We did not give much importance to mitochondria. You have learned it only, it's an energy house of a cell. But tomorrow, you will be shocked to see that your mitochondria are like housekeeping people in your body. What do? Whatever are the dirty particles, the oxidant radical in the cell, your mitochondria clean them up. If you don't have, tomorrow when you go to your office, if you don't have anybody doing a sweeping of your room, you can imagine the state of your room. Today, if you have bad mitochondria, if you don't have healthy mitochondria, thus all these dirt, oxidant molecules are left inside the cell. And it is these molecules which will give you a fatty liver, which will give you many more things, which will give you diabetes, which will give you even cancers. And let me tell you, diseases like dementia, diseases like Alzheimer's, diseases like PCOD, and diseases like cancer, you will be calling them as just as diabetes type 3 or type 4 or type 5. And they will be completely reversible like your diabetes. Friends, this is what is going to happen into your profession from now. And none of your medical books have predicted or written this. Be ready for it. And start putting on your mind. Start putting on these thinking caps. And be ready for a situation where you should be able to make each one of your sick patients all right and live into this world for full 100 years. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much.